Good afternoon, Anita.
Good afternoon, Andrea. Thank you for having me on today.
Welcome to Entrepreneur Talk Show.
Thank you. This
Oh,
is really something that is a huge step for me because I can tell you it's been a huge shift in my mindset to even think of myself.
and you have a bigger shift in your mission, and you would want to actually empower more women now.
Yes, actually, the thing is, Andrea, it's something that's been very close to my heart for the very longest time. Even
Mm.
way back in 2014, when I realized that maybe this is an area that I can contribute back to society. And it's always been more women groups. And I realized that I have been doing it all the while, but very maybe sporadically, or what I consider not something that has a really big impact. And I think this year the realization has come where I can do it on a much, I won't say bigger scale,
Mm.
on a scale that maybe is going to be a lot more meaningful to
Mm.
me and as well as the women that I work with, and to have more confidence and to basically have faith that I am doing the right thing.
So, Anita, what's the nature, or what are you doing?
Well, for the longest time, Andrea, after I left a very comfortable, cushy job in the corporate sector, I always just saw myself as a trainer. I'm a lead trainer from the HRD, the Human Resource Development Fund Train the Trainer certification. I love what I do. I enjoy my role as a trainer, but I always just saw myself as a trainer. That's it. Even though I had a business, even though I have a company, I have a syndrome Berhad, but I never really felt connected with it. I don't really even put so much of my time or effort into building that business. I'm just happy to go out there and run classes. And this year, when everything just when everything just hit, where we were unable to run classes, I was
Yep.
just basically out of a job. For 4 months, almost 4 months, I was just not doing anything. I was unable to earn. And then the realization came in that, I cannot be just being comfortable in that role. And I got to start looking at myself where I'm not just a trainer, I'm actually an entrepreneur. That really was like a complete, mindset change for me. I mean, I know other people look at me, they think that, yeah, Anita, you got a business and all, but the thing is, in my eyes, in my own mind, I never saw myself as that. I never saw myself as someone that, is out there and able to generate business revenue. I'm able to, hire. And when I was young, actually, that was one of my goals and dreams in life, because when I first started my career, I was very grateful to my bosses. I had a boss who, because he started the business, I had the opportunity to grow, to learn, to earn
Wow.
an income. So there's a part of me that always wanted to do this, create businesses, start businesses where then I can hire, especially ladies, women, and then empower them to earn, to grow. And I wanted to have businesses where I actually allow, the team to explore their potential, not be this traditional kind of, person that just wants you to come in and do your work and go home. And I realized that I actually lost all of that. I kind of forgot all of that. And this year, during that 4 months, we had time to sit down and reflect. I spent a
Mm.
lot of time, reflecting, thinking about really who I am, what's the direction. Because in a sense, I lost my identity
Mm.
during that period. And I think this is where I also noticed quite a number of my trainer friends felt depressed. And I think that's what happened, because we kind of lost, we lost our identity because we only saw ourselves as that. Or rather, let me speak for myself. I only
Mm.
saw myself as that, as a trainer.
So, what are some of your learnings as a reborn entrepreneur?
I like that term, reborn entrepreneur. My learnings are, Andrea, I think the number one learning, start getting comfortable being uncomfortable. I am someone very private. Even doing this is like something that is just so, out of my comfort zone. So thank you for the encouragement and yeah, getting me out of that. So start getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Is constantly being uncomfortable. Is constantly, you know, um, doing something new every day. Something new may not be something new to another person, but even for me, meeting like 4 5 people in a day is something that I have stopped doing. The funny thing is, I actually came from a sales background, and for the longest time, this is what I used to do in my life for almost 9 years. And I think, I go into extremes when I decide I don't want to do something, then, this is what I'm not going to do anymore. So for the longest time, I hung up my sales and entrepreneur hat, and I just chose to just do one thing, which is to go out there and train and teach and share. And that is now one of my biggest takeaway, which is just get comfortable being uncomfortable, get comfortable with meeting others, meeting people, and not see it as draining me, see it as where it actually energizes me. It actually motivates me. Actually, honestly, yeah, it actually energizes me. Every person that I sit down
Mhm.
and I talk to, and when we don't necessarily even talk about business, we just build relationship. And honestly, it just encourages me, and it actually energizes me, and it gives me ideas.
Mhm.
I start getting ideas, and then I start, realizing, okay, what else I can do. So like, the path is slowly like being made known to me. It's not all laid out there for me, but it's kind of like giving me,
Mhm.
the assurance as well as the next step to take and the next step to take. So I'll say number one takeaway, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Number two, start going out there, putting myself out there, getting to meet others, whether it's someone you know or don't know. Even people that I know, sometimes, I was very reluctant to
Mhm.
actually go out there and talk about myself and what I do, or even like um, find ways to also kind of like, I'm very comfortable when they talk about themselves,
Great.
and I'm happy to listen.
Great.
Yeah.
If you have someone that's seated in front of you that have just recently lost their job,
Mm.
what would you advise them?
Okay, I know when someone loses their job, it can be very devastating. So first of all, what I would say to them is, I think the world can be very scary at this point of time. So number one, please find a way to center yourself, to find that center and that balance and that calm, because only with that, then you will start to open your mind to what other possibilities are out there. The second thing I would say is, don't limit yourself to what you think you can do, what you think you can only do, or what you've just been very comfortable doing.
Mm.
Get comfortable in actually exploring other opportunities, which gives you the chance to maybe develop yourself. You may not see the income immediately, you may not see the kind of money that you used to make immediately,
Mhm.
but open yourself to the idea that this can actually lead to bigger things, to greater
Mhm.
things. Like
Mhm.
even for me, that's some of the things that I've started exploring. For example, one of the examples, if 6 years ago, or even last year, someone comes and talks to me about MLM, immediately my mind would just close off.
Mm.
So it's like, you don't know. You actually don't know what you don't know. So be open to suggestions, be open to trying out things, of course, without exhausting yourself or without just simply running helter skelter. So find that balance and that calmness first, and then you will have the reassurance of knowing what to do next. And what you're going to do next may not be what you already have sort of like fixed or set in your mind. It might be something completely different.
And Anita, I have got to give this big applause to you because besides being on this recording or this talk show with me, I saw you marvelously speaking on Facebook Live.
Yeah,
Really taking that whole being uncomfortable, comfortable with being uncomfortable.
yeah.
You have brought that out and really walked the talk. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, that was something huge for me. The amount of stress, of course, people don't see it, but the amount of internal stress that I was going through prior to the session. And when we did the recording, and to be honest, Andrea, I had so much of fun. It was so fun, and I was actually energized. And now I want to do more. I of course there are still that doubts there. There's still that little voice sometimes that comes in, and this is what I think is our own self sabotager.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yep.
sabotage our own selves,
Yep.
or I do that maybe sometimes to myself. But I just have to now recall or remember how energized and how fun it was, and I want to do more of that. I want to be able
Bravo.
to have, yeah, like like this. It was the suggestion that from you actually, bring back the Tupperware parties, and we do it online now, and we have fun
Yes.
doing it. And it also is a great way for me to build relationships, with the people, with the team that was with me that day, and how I'm helping others. So there are some other ladies that I know, which I want to invite to come and do this with me as well.
Thank
And
you for being so open-minded with new ideas.
yeah,
That's fabulous.
it's been a journey, and and to be honest, the only regret that I have, Andrea, is that why didn't I do all this earlier? Why didn't I, have this kind of mindset? It took a pandemic to actually cause the shift in me, and there was never a need for even that to happen to cause the shift. It's all me. I could have just done this like even 3 years earlier, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. But I
I
guess maybe everything has its timing,
Yep,
or
yep,
maybe I
yep,
just had to be ready.
yep. I,
Yeah.
I don't think that this is a regret. What I saw it's that power of now, and
Mm,
you've really taken on that opportunity to do whatever it takes to just be there and continue to empower other women to do so.
yeah, that is something that I truly want to embrace right now, and I want to see more of that happening in my life and in the life of the people that I know, and encourage them as well. I think I've done that. It's just that, again, like I said, I've never spoken about it. There are many ladies that have helped along the way, and
Mm,
actually help them to also start off their businesses.
mm.
It may be a home-based business, or it may be even something simple as in, um, for example, have someone that comes and cleans my place.
Yep.
And she's very ambitious, and she's talented, and she's capable. And so the other day, she actually made some jamu for me, and I
Oh
love it.
wow.
And I told her, I said, hey, why don't you make this and start, selling it? And she was like, no lah, I just do it for you. So I could see her and me, we are all connected in some way. I could see a little bit, or quite a bit of myself in her, where she also shies away from promoting herself. And then after some prodding and encouragement from me, last week she came and brought me 10 bottles and said,
Wow.
Kakak, tolong jual untuk saya.
Anita, I'm so proud of you and thank you so much. Keep shining, keep going. Nothing can ever stop you.
Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Yeah.
day.
You too. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.